Jungkook of BTS was spotted at Incheon International Airport, ICN, drawing immediate attention from fans and media. The sighting fueled widespread speculation and curiosity about his sudden return to Korea, especially considering his recent activities abroad. While Jungkook has remained relatively low-key following his global commitments and brand endorsements, including his work with Calvin Klein, his reappearance at ICN just one day before Eunwoo is scheduled to begin his mandatory military enlistment on July 28 has sparked deeper discussions. The context behind Jungkook's return appears to be far more personal than professional. Observers note that the singer's arrival is not aligned with any public schedule or brand event. Instead, it seems his presence in Korea is deliberately timed to coincide with Eunwoo's final day before enlistment. As of now, there is no confirmation from either agency about any official meeting, but given their known friendship and history, the timing cannot be overlooked. For fans who have followed both Jungkook and Eunwoo over the years, their connection runs deeper than casual acquaintance. They have been photographed together at industry events and have consistently spoken about each other in interviews. However, their bond was most clearly demonstrated in December 2023, when Jungkook began his own military service. At that time, Eunwoo gave Jungkook a special parting gift, a military-style wristwatch tailored for soldiers. That gesture was widely viewed as symbolic, a sign of respect, encouragement, and a mark of sincere friendship. The return of Jungkook now suggests that he has not forgotten that meaningful gift. Sources close to the entertainment industry believe that Jungkook's sudden appearance is his way of reciprocating Eunwoo's gesture. In Korean culture, where expressions of loyalty and gratitude often hold as much weight as public achievements, such an act can carry profound significance. At the airport, Jungkook kept a low profile. Dressed in a simple outfit with minimal accessories, he avoided media interaction and quickly exited the arrival terminal. Despite his low-key demeanor, the cameras captured his arrival, and online communities quickly began piecing together the timeline. Fans noted that he had departed Los Angeles just a day prior, suggesting that this trip was planned with urgency and intent. Interestingly, this moment also reveals the evolving relationship between top idols and mandatory military service. While military enlistment is typically a private affair, with many idols opting to quietly enter service without media coverage, the friendships and support systems behind the scenes are becoming more visible. Jungkook's public gesture, making time during an active promotional period to return to Korea, underscores a deeper message, that for him, friendship and loyalty take precedence, even amidst global schedules. Eunwoo, for his part, has remained composed ahead of his enlistment. He has shared several messages with fans over the past week, expressing gratitude and humility. Though he has not spoken publicly about Jungkook's arrival, fans speculate that a private meeting may take place either the night before or on the morning of Eunwoo's enlistment. Such meetings are typically kept away from the spotlight, preserving the intimacy and sincerity of the moment. From a broader perspective, Jungkook's gesture illustrates the personal cost and emotional reality behind military enlistments. While the public often focuses on career pauses or fan reactions, the enlistment also marks a major shift in personal lives. For Jungkook, who has already experienced this transition, seeing off a friend like Eunwoo may carry emotional weight, especially considering the reversed roles and the case of their past interaction. Eunwoo gifting Jungkook a soldier's watch. The symbolism now comes full circle. That act of support during Jungkook's enlistment signaled trust and encouragement. It's now Jungkook's opportunity to return the sentiment, whether with a gift, a quiet visit, or simply his presence. The details of what he plans to do remain unknown, but his arrival alone already speaks volumes. Social media has been quick to pick up on the story. Hashtags like #JungkookICN, #JungkookForEunwoo, and #EunwooEnlistment have trended across platforms. Fans from both fandoms, Army and Aroha, have praised the mutual respect and loyalty between the two idols. Even without a formal statement, their actions are resonating deeply with audiences who appreciate sincerity over spectacle. The timing also marks a notable moment in K-pop history. While collaborations between idols are common on stage or in music, These real-life gestures of support behind the scenes are relatively rare and often go unnoticed. Jungkook's decision to make this trip, potentially without media attention or fanfare, shows that some of the strongest relationships in the industry exist beyond public view. As the world watches Eunwoo's enlistment on July 28th, many will also be looking for signs of Jungkook's involvement. Whether he accompanies him to the training center, shares a message, or remains completely in the background, one thing is certain: his return to Korea was not accidental. It was a purposeful, respectful move to honor a friendship that has proven to be consistent and genuine over time. To understand the full weight behind Jungkook's return to Korea for Eunwoo's enlistment, it is necessary to revisit a significant yet often understated moment in 2023, Jungkook's own enlistment into the South Korean military. This event, while naturally overshadowed by the global profile of BTS as a group, was deeply personal for the artist himself and quietly marked by a touching gesture from Eunwoo. At the time of Jungkook's enlistment, BTS had already begun their staggered military service schedule, with members entering one by one throughout 2022 and 2023. Jungkook, being the youngest member, enlisted in December 2023. Ahead of his departure, several friends and colleagues sent him their well wishes, but one of the most notable acts came from Eunwoo, who gave Jungkook a specially selected gift, a military-grade wristwatch designed for use by soldiers. The watch wasn't simply a practical item, it was symbolic. In South Korean military culture, such a gift carries layered meaning. It is commonly associated with strength, resilience, and the idea of time served, not only as a marker of duration but also of discipline and personal growth. Eunwoo's decision to give this specific item suggests a desire to encourage Jungkook as he stepped into a new, unfamiliar chapter of his life. Although neither idol elaborated on the exchange publicly, industry insiders and observant fans noticed Jungkook wearing a military-style watch shortly before his enlistment. Combined with past instances where Jungkook and Eunwoo were seen interacting warmly, many drew a direct line between Eunwoo's gift and Jungkook's visible appreciation. This history sets the stage for Jungkook's recent return. One day before Eunwoo's enlistment is not just about showing up for a friend, it is about reciprocation. In a relationship where gestures carry more meaning than words, Jungkook appears to be paying back a quiet act of kindness with one of his own. The timeline of their friendship supports this theory. Both idols were born in 1997 and entered the entertainment industry around the same period. While they belong to different agencies, Jungkook under HYB and Eunwoo under Fantajo, they have been part of the same broader industry circles, often crossing paths during award shows, variety programs, and joint brand campaigns. Over time, their mutual respect developed into a more visible camaraderie. Eunwoo's decision to give Jungkook a gift before enlistment is even more significant when viewed against typical idol culture. Most celebrities tend to keep personal connections private, especially when related to military service. Eunwoo, however, chose to mark the occasion with a physical item, a durable watch made to endure the realities of military life. This gesture stood out in a world where sincerity is often filtered through PR lenses. Fast forward to mid-2025, and the roles are reversed. Now it's Eunwoo preparing to leave for his mandatory service. He is scheduled to enlist on July 28th, and his fans have been counting down the days with emotional messages and supportive projects. Eunwoo, known for his calm and composed demeanor, has remained professional and appreciative. But amid the scheduled farewell content and agency updates, a surprise emerged: Jungkook returning from abroad with seemingly no agenda other than to be in Korea at this particular moment. There's no official statement from Jungkook or his agency regarding the reason for his return, but context fills in the blanks. With no public appearances scheduled in Korea, and with the Tokyo Calvin Klein launch event still pending, there's little business rationale for his trip. Instead, it points toward a personal decision, one rooted in loyalty, memory, and perhaps a sense of debt repaid. It's worth noting that the tradition of giving back, or Yunhai Burn, Aepon in Korean culture, is a widely respected principle. The idea centers around repaying kindness or favors in ways that show thoughtfulness and sincerity. Jungkook's return may not be declared as a formal repayment, but within the cultural context, his actions strongly reflect that sentiment. He is not merely attending Eunwoo's enlistment, he is honoring a bond. What Jungkook plans to do in Korea remains undisclosed. He may visit Eunwoo privately before the enlistment, offer a gift, or even just provide quiet company in the final hours before departure. Whatever the form, his presence in Korea at this exact moment is a powerful message in itself. Fans have taken note of this full-circle moment. On various platforms like X, formerly Twitter, Weverse, and online forums, discussions have emerged around the Watch story, with many fans resharing old photos and theories about the original gift. Others are praising Jungkook's act as a reminder that loyalty still exists in the high-pressure world of K-pop. The industry, too, is paying attention. Entertainment commentators have pointed out that this event shows how the new generation of idols is redefining the narrative around military enlistment. No longer seen solely as a disruption in an idol's career, enlistment is now also a moment of reflection, personal connections, and even symbolic milestones. In fact, some are speculating whether Jungkook may offer Eunwoo a symbolic item of his own, perhaps a version of the same watch, or another object meaningful to them both. While such a detail may never be publicly revealed, the idea alone is already generating intrigue and reinforcing the image of mutual respect between the two stars. The fact that Jungkook traveled from Los Angeles to Seoul at this specific time further supports the interpretation that this trip was motivated by Eunwoo's enlistment. Prior to arriving at Incheon, Jungkook was last seen in the US, where he had been managing global brand duties. His affiliations, including his role as a global ambassador for Calvin Klein, have frequently placed him abroad for extended periods. Yet despite these ongoing obligations, he carved out time to return to Korea, if only briefly. The logistics of such a return, flights, security, and time management underscore that this was not a spontaneous decision. It was pre-planned and possibly coordinated to occur with minimal visibility. Industry analysts have speculated that Jungkook's agency, Big Hit Music, likely supported the move, understanding the personal importance of the gesture. In an industry where most idol schedules are tightly managed, it is unusual for an artist to make unscheduled international returns, especially when not tied to work commitments. The agency's silence on the matter is telling. They are neither promoting nor denying Jungkook's presence, allowing the moment to remain intimate and unexploited. The decision to maintain privacy also reflects a maturing shift within K-pop culture, particularly among idols of Jungkook and Eunwoo's generation. There is a growing awareness that not all meaningful actions need to be mediated through the lens of commercial benefit. For Jungkook, showing support to Eunwoo in person, away from cameras and without any scheduled broadcast, provides a form of respect that is far more significant than a public social media post or a shared press release. The concept of strategic absence, appearing when necessary, disappearing when appropriate, is one that Jungkook has refined over the past several years. Even during his solo promotions, he's shown an ability to draw attention without overexposure. His limited use of social media and calculated event attendance have helped maintain a balance between public engagement and personal boundaries. This latest action fits within that philosophy. By flying in without prior notice and presumably returning abroad shortly after, Jungkook demonstrates control over his image, his time, and most importantly, his values. What happens next remains uncertain. Will Jungkook accompany Eunwoo to the enlistment location? Will he provide a personal gift or leave a private message? These questions are speculative, and given the absence of official information, fans and media alike may never receive confirmation. However, within Korean culture, it is not uncommon for close friends to privately accompany or meet enlisting individuals in their final hours before military service. If Jungkook were to participate in such a farewell, whether at a private residence, agency location, or enlistment base, it would be entirely consistent with cultural norms and expectations between friends of the same age group, referred to as donggap in Korean. Another key consideration is the timing of Eunwoo's military entry, set for July 28th. This date was announced publicly in advance by Fantajo, giving friends and acquaintances a specific reference point to prepare their goodbyes. The enlistment date being public allowed Jungkook to align his return with precision. It is notable that he arrived just 1 day prior, suggesting that he prioritized not just showing up, but doing so at the right moment, likely before media attention surrounding the enlistment itself intensifies. Meanwhile, media attention continues to grow, even without official statements. As fans monitor airport sightings and speculate on potential interactions, it's clear that Jungkook's move has elevated the profile of Eunwoo's enlistment beyond standard coverage. Eunwoo's entry into the military was always expected to receive moderate media attention due to his popularity, but the association with Jungkook has elevated the discourse to a higher level. This crossover attention between fandoms is significant, though not necessarily sought after by the idols themselves. Yet, this situation provides a rare opportunity to observe the human dynamics behind celebrity culture. Enlistment, for all its logistical and contractual implications, is a deeply personal process. It involves separation, responsibility, and transformation. By being present for Eunwoo, Jungkook is acknowledging the weight of this transition, not as a performer or public figure, but as a peer who has gone through the same process.